Hey Tony,
Adam
nice
and
to meet
Matt,
you. How's it going?
it's great. It's so great to talk with you.
Thank you.
1989, Matthew, it must have meant a lot.
Well, the year I was born, so yeah, I guess in that regard, it was, yeah. Yeah.
Talk to me about, getting this film onto the screen. It must have been an interesting process.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, when we first kind of conceived of the idea of actually filming this, because I had written the script a few years prior, worked on it, over and over, didn't really have expectations to film it, let alone get it out to an audience. And then, we decided to film it with the expectation that,
Mm.
maybe we'll get lucky and, try to get on any kind of streamer or anything like that. But yeah, we did the festival circuit. After a pretty tireless post production, and we had a good festival circuit. And I'm not gonna say we got lucky, but we were very fortunate to find distribution because it's difficult right now, especially for micro budgets and independents, especially with the fact that we have a lot of up and coming actors and no one with a significant name value, unfortunately, that it's tough to sell and it's tough to find a distributor willing to take a chance. And yeah, we're very fortunate that we got that opportunity.
Adam is sitting right here, and he is huge. I think he's a national
I,
treasure.
I'm huge, but not physically, unfortunately.
You're a tremendous talent. Adam,
Thank you.
talk to me a little bit about playing Mark Gallo, and was it a difficult kind of transition, or is Mark Gallo you?
So it's funny. So when I had like even some of my friends, like when we first did a friends and family screening, a lot of people who saw the film, the people who know me, like my close friends, they look at it and they go, yeah, that's totally not you at all. But then you have people who don't really know me, and then when they met me at the screening, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like so, playing that character must have been easy. You're just playing yourself." And I'm like, "Well, to be honest, this character, why in a way it was so challenging, and why it tested me as an actor is because there's not a lot of scenes in there where I'm like crying or yelling or really, you know, um, going hard.
Right.
You have to kind of play it subdued and almost just play like your boy next door, and that's almost a challenge in itself because you have to make it convincing for the audience and to make them to understand where Mark's coming from, and to also I want them to love Mark and feel bad for him. He's just a kid in high school. He just wants to go to a good college and he wants to have his first kiss, and that's a challenge in itself, right? I kind of I had some people who were like, "Oh yeah, you kind of felt like Ralph Macchio in like the Karate Kid. You had that the very sweet vibe, but he's trying to do the right thing." And I kind of try to channel a lot of the movies that I did grow up watching that we were influenced by. I know one of them is Fast Times at Ridgemont High, right? So yeah, it was a challenge, but he's nothing like me. But in a way, I do admire Mark's optimism. I feel like that's where I relate to him the most.
Yeah, he's a great kid with a lot of angst.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And Matthew, doing this on a budget and doing a period piece on a budget is insane.
Yeah, it really is. I know I told Adam during and even a little after, I'm like, why couldn't we just set this in the modern times? It would have saved a lot of money, a lot on the budget. Even the little things that a lot of people don't realize, like we even had a VFX team, small VFX team, because there's a lot of stuff we had to remove, a lot of stuff um, that had to be more period appropriate, right? So it was tough. But I'm in a way I'm happy we did go with this film and this script because it was a challenge and it was a good challenge. Adam and I both loved the 80s and the 90s, that time period, those movies, like you mentioned, Karate Kid, and for us to try our best on a shoestring budget to make it a reality and make it happen. I think that was a fun challenge. So it was stressful, but I think it was rewarding. So we were happy with it. Yeah.
And also to touch on that too, we came off doing a short film, which was that was our first ever thing him and I worked on together. So to go from that to a feature, I think that was it was a grueling process, but yeah, it was very rewarding. We definitely learned a lot. Like it was definitely one of those experiences that like I'll just cherish forever, just for the memories and also the experience and what I've learned.
Well, let's talk about your co-stars too. I mean, everybody seems to be very spot on. It must have been a gift from heaven to get these people together.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Without our cast, this movie wouldn't have been um, as rewarding and as I think successful as we're hoping it will be. Our cast was amazing. And Toronto and the greater Toronto area and Ontario in particular, we have a lot of great talent here, a lot of great acting talent. We set out for casting. Adam and I did most of the casting. We had a little bit of help as well, and we got a tremendous response. We were so blown away. We're like, this is just a small little indie film. We thought maybe a few people would audition for it, and we had I would say at least 100 to 150 auditions for all the. It's a big film, like in a lot of characters, and so it added up. And what we found was there's so much talent there. And our cast was amazing. They made my job easier as a first time director, as first time producers. We were very fortunate. They were professional, excited to be a part of this. And I think everyone took it very seriously. It was a smaller budget. Obviously, I keep saying that, but um, everyone was very professional. Everyone made our lives easier, and without them, this film would have been nothing.
Yeah, they
So
really did treat it like they came in prepared and they treated it like it was like some big picture, right? And I think that's the mindset I always tell Matt too. Like, not that I've been in so many things, but the things that I have worked on, whether they're student films or short films or what have you, or like an episode in a TV show, like like a day player thing. I treat it like it's the most important job in the world. At the end of the day, to be an actor is a gift, and to get to be in stuff is already hard in itself. Just to get in the your foot in the door as an actor to casting directors, that's already hard in itself. So to someone to take a chance on you, I know what that's like, right?
Yeah.
And you can't take that for granted. And the cast did not take it for granted. That's for sure.
Well, doing a film, with this type of caliber, on what would be the daily budget for Yellowstone for their catering,
yeah,
is amazing. Matthew, what do you think audiences will take away with them from All Is Fine in '89?
I hope audiences can appreciate the story, can appreciate the characters. I hope they can relate to at least one of the characters on the film,
Mhm.
and and just be entertained. And I think that's the big thing. I think um, everyone's so critical and judgmental, and life is hard these days. I think it always has been, as we kind of showed and depicted in the movie. But I just want people to be able to escape into this world at Romano High and the last bill party of the decade, and just live through these characters and try to find some relatability to these characters, and hopefully learn something about themselves, and maybe come to some realizations and truths on their end, right? But I think ultimately just to be entertained, and appreciate, you know, a micro budget film. You don't see a ton of those
No, you
on the
don't.
screen.
And
So
Adam, I'm going to give you the last word. Same question. What do you think people will take away from All Is Fine in '89?
I I want audiences to just feel in general. My brother always just used to say that. Like, for example, like Robin Williams was an actor that made you feel, and it's not like necessarily feel sadness or anger, but just feel in general. Like, I want, like, this movie touches on so many things, as Matt said, and it takes you through a journey. And it's funny when we did the private screening and we had everybody there. There was parts where like you're meant to laugh at that maybe they didn't laugh at, and maybe the parts that they're supposed to be more like darker and they laughed at. Like, there's parts that were different that made people feel different things, and that's the whole point. It's an art form, so people are going to perceive it in different ways. And I think that the fact that it touches on the dark subject matter of like bullying,
Mhm.
um, you know, um, finding your sexuality, abuse, and all these things. And yeah, those are dark things that unfortunately people have gone through. And I also want people to walk out of this film thinking that, yeah, the '80s, we're shown that it's always such a fun time, and it's always the best decade, which in many cases it was for a lot of people, but in some cases it wasn't, and we have to be reminded of that. Like, just because we're going through our struggles today, but people also went through stuff back then too. So
Yeah.
it's a definitely a thought provoking film, and I want people to walk out definitely where it lingers in their head.
Yeah, I think it addresses our memories and how wrong our memories can be. It depends on where you were in school and what group you belong to. And
Ultimately, yeah.
yeah. Again, it's a wonderful film. By the way, the score is terrific. It whoever did your score is just amazing. And kudos to everything. It's
Yeah.
just a fun film.
Thank you so much. Yeah, shout out to his name's Andre Gomez. He goes by Outrunner. He was amazing and such a joy to work with. And I think he's going to be a major star sooner than later. So yeah, thank you for pointing that out, and thank you for the kind words. Really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you so much, Sean. We had a great time chatting with you. Appreciate.
Yeah, Matthew, you're a terrific writer.
Thank you.
Adam, what a good actor you are, just solid, and you know
Thank,
comedy and you know drama. And this balances both. I should say it's just so well worth seeing.
thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
Sean. Great.
much. That means a lot. It really does.
Thank you,
Thank you.
kids, and have a great
All
day.
right.
You too.
You too,
Thanks.
Tony. Thank you.